أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and welcome to another one of your G3 classes. I hope and pray that today everyone is doing well, and jazakumullah to everyone for arriving to the class today on time. As always, we are going to start off our class with an opening prayer, and then we will run through the class etiquettes. And then after that, I'll explain to you what our aim for the class today is. So, Assalamu alaikum, co-host.
Wa alaikum assalam.
May I please have a student on the mic for the opening prayer?
Yes. I would request AG3076 to kindly unmute his mic.
Perfect. AG3076. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, if you can please start off with Ta'awud and Tasmiyah, and if you can please recite this following prayer here for me.
Yep. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Well done. And what's the English for me?
Oh my Lord, increase me in knowledge. Taha 115.
Perfect. Jazakallah AG3076. MashaAllah, beautifully recited. And your talaffuz was spot on. So that's really good. Your pronunciation is great. Jazakallah for coming to the mic. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Perfect. So now that we've gone through our opening prayer, we are going to quickly run through our class etiquettes. Please make sure that you have done your wudu, and that you are wearing clean clothes as well. Your head should be covered during the class, and make sure that you are sitting in a quiet place and under parental supervision to eliminate any background noise or distractions. Also, please make sure that you have signed in with the correct ID, as only correct IDs will be called to the mic today. So the way the lesson is going to run today is that we are going to open up our breakout room soon. So we're not really going to be teaching you a new rule as such, or, we're not going to be going through a new surah. We are just going to be calling as many students to the mic to go through whatever you guys have learned so far, okay? Quick announcement I wanted to make is that if you have not been called to the mic already to recite any one of the earlier portions that you guys have memorized, for example, Surah An-Nas, Surah Al-Falaq, Surah Al-Ikhlas, all of these small surahs, if you've not been called to the mic for them, please make sure that you try and send us a recording at g3hifz@gmail.com, okay? So you can send us a recording, submit your recordings in so that we can listen to you that way and give you feedback, okay? And also in a second, we are going to open up our breakout rooms so that you guys can, everyone has a good chance of coming to the mic and reciting their portions. So please make sure that when you get a pop-up on your screen asking you to join a breakout room, make sure you accept that invitation and that you enter your allocated breakout rooms, okay? Having said that, if I can please ask the G3 in charge now to open up the breakout rooms.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I'll open them in a minute.
Okay, perfect. We are also going to be going through Surah Al-Ma'un to Surah Al-Fil, so we won't really be listening to any of the smaller surahs, so please make sure that you are prepared for that. But if you are called to the mic and you don't know any one of those surahs I've mentioned, then you can just let me know and we'll go accordingly. So as soon as the breakout rooms are opened, we will start with our first student, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. The rooms have been opened.
Okay, perfect. Yes, so people are starting to Jazakallah for that. Okay, so we are going to call students to the mic now to recite their surahs to us off by heart. So if co-host, I can please have the first student to come to the mic for that, please.
Yes. AG 3026.
Perfect. And
Assalamu alaikum.
wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today? Student AG 3026, how are you doing today?
I am good. Jazakallah for asking. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so you have got a choice actually of what you would like to recite today. So you can recite any part of Surah Al-Baqarah verses 1 to 17, or you can recite Ayatul Kursi, or you can recite any surah from Surah Al-Fil to Surah Al-Ma'un. So it's up to you what you would like to recite today.
Please could recite Surah Baqarah 1 to 13.
Okay, so I don't think we'll be able to go through the whole of that portion, but I'll stop you when necessary, yeah?
Okay.
MT, he has already recited the 5 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah in the class.
Okay, perfect. Jazakumullah for that, co-host.
So he can start from verse 6.
Yes, perfect. I'm glad you pointed that out. That's fine. So AG 3026, you'll be reciting from verse 6, which starts off from Ulaika ala hudan min rabbihim. Yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. So whenever you're ready, please start off with ta'awudh and tasmiyah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون.
Okay, perfect. MashaAllah, I'm going to stop you right here because we have time constraints, so I can't really listen to any further of this. But MashaAllah, beautiful recitation. And not just that, your hifz was on point, but your talaffuz was great. Like your elongation was really good. Your pronunciation of the different letters was very good. You knew when to hide the sound of the noon and give a nasal sound. So it all falls into place, and I'm really happy that you're getting the hang of all the rules. So it's really good, mashallah. You did a beautiful recitation today. There's only 3 things I've highlighted, and that's me being a bit more picky when it comes to recitations. So don't worry, don't put yourself down if even you think that you've got one mistake. It's absolutely fine. What you've done today is great. Okay, mashallah, you beautifully recited that. So the first thing I just wanted to say is that here, humul muflihun, is ha one of your throat letters? Would you know?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So ha is actually one of your throat letters. And do you know where the sound of the ha comes from? Is it the top, middle, or bottom of the throat?
Middle.
Yes, it's the middle of the throat, yeah? So make sure you're not giving a simple H sound here. It's not muflihun, it's actually muflihun. Can you hear the difference when I say them too?
Yes.
Perfect. So can you try saying this last word here for me again?
Humul muflihun.
Well done. Well done. MashaAllah, this time I could hear the proper sound of the H being given here, right? On the ha. So well done, MashaAllah, very nicely recited. And here as well, you have qaf and you have kaf. These letters are two very different letters, okay? Try and listen to the difference. Qaf and kaf. Can you hear the difference?
Yes.
Yeah, so with the qaf, the sound comes a bit more towards the, you use the back of the tongue sort of to touch the roof of your mouth. So try saying that for me. مَن يَقُولُ.
مَن يَقُولُ.
Well done. This time again, I can hear that very nice, proper, clear sound being made there. So that's really good, mashallah. And here, I don't know if it was a mic issue or maybe I heard it wrong. On the ya, there is a fatha. So rather than saying yukhda, you're going to say yakhda'u. Try saying that for me.
يَخْدَعُونَ.
Well done, well done. So with this ya, you're giving sort of a smiley face, okay? So let's try that. Let's try that again. يَخْدَعُونَ.
يَخْدَعُونَ.
Absolutely. Well done, mashallah. Very nicely recited. You should be very proud of yourself for today. Keep practicing as much as you can. And if you have any questions, you can always contact us. So Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair. Okay, so after this beautiful recitation, guys, may I please have another student to the mic?
Yes, I would request NG3025 to please unmute.
Perfect. NG3025, Assalamu alaikum. NG
I can't unmute her, so I'm trying NG3065.
NG3065, Assalamu alaikum. NG3065, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, that's fine. We can move on to another student.
Okay. NG3075.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I'm NG3065.
Okay, let's do this. NG3065, because you were called earlier on, I'll start off with you, and then NG3075, you're going to be the next person I'm going to call, okay? So please make sure you're there. I've written your ID down. NG3075, I'll call you later on. So we're going to start off with NG3065. How are you doing today? You okay?
Good, alhamdulillah, and you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so again, you also have a choice. Would you like to recite the surah from Surah Al-Fil to Surah Al-Ma'un? Or would you like to recite the first few verses of Surah Al-Baqarah? Or Ayatul Kursi, that's up to you.
I like to recite verse 1 to 4 in Surah Al-Baqarah.
1 to 4, did you say?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Are you outside at the moment?
Yes.
Alright, no problem. We'll try and keep the phone as close to your mouth as possible so that you can't really hear much of the background part, okay? So if you can start with the Awud and Tasmiyah, and then you can start reciting from verse 1 to 4. That was
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
Okay, perfect. MashaAllah, very nicely recited. So that was verses 1 to 4. I'm just going to quickly write that down. Okay, well done, NG3065. MashaAllah, beautifully recited. And you knew what you were reading, so you didn't forget anything. That's fine. I'm just going to quickly resume the... Yeah, so can you see my screen in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you didn't forget anything, so that was really good. And your talaffuz was also really good. So you should be really proud of yourself today. Let's just now quickly look at a few things together, okay? So just like I said to the student before, Qaf has got a very unique sound. So there are two letters, Qaf and Qaf. You need to be able to show the difference between the two when you're reading the Holy Qur'an, yeah?
Okay.
So here we have an example of Qaf, and here we have an example of Qaf. Can you hear the difference between the two?
Yes.
Perfect. So on this Qaf, you're getting the back of your tongue and you're touching the roof of your mouth. So let's try that together. Muttaqeen.
Muttaqeen.
Much better, mashallah. Well done. So this time I can hear the Qaf sound being, pronounced well. So that's really good. Now, if you look over here, وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. Did you notice when I was saying the sword, I was giving a round mouth? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Well done. So sword is actually one of your round mouth letters, okay? So make sure you give a round mouth. So try saying this word for me here. So try reciting from why.
وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ.
Okay. Well done. So saw is where we're giving a round mouth. So if you can please repeat after me. وَيُقِيمُ.
وَيُقِيمُ.
Okay, and remember the Qaf sound. Remember, you're touching the back of your tongue against the roof of your mouth. وَيُقِيمُ.
وَيُقِيمُ.
Well done, well done. الصَّلَاةَ.
الصَّلَاةَ.
Well done. So this time I can really hear that round mouth there. I can't see you give the round mouth, but I can hear it, okay? So that's something unique about round mouth letters. Now, Ra is an exception because Ra you can give both a thick and a thin sound. And the way you know when to give a thick sound or a round mouth for a Ra is that if a Ra has got a Fatha or Dhamma on top, you should give it a thick round mouth sound, okay? So rather than saying Ra, you're going to say Ra. Can you hear the difference?
Yes.
Absolutely, well done. So if the Ra had a Kasra underneath, we would say Ri, and that means we're giving a very thin sound. If you can repeat after me. مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ.
مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ.
Well done. This time, I could hear you give the round mouth. Okay, so that's really good. Well done. And over here, يُنْفِقُونَ. What are you noticing about the noon here? What am I doing?
You're making a gunna sound?
Okay, so it's not called ghunna, but it's actually like it's in Arabic it's called ikhfa, which means that you are hiding the sound of the noon, like a nasalization. Okay, so when I'm saying yunfiqun, I'm hiding the sound of the noon. I could say yunfiqun, but that would be incorrect because I'm giving a full clear noon sound there. Now in Arabic there are places where you can hide the sound of the noon, and there's going to be places where you will give a full clear noon sound. So you may ask yourself, well, how do I know when to give a full clear noon sound and when to hide the sound of the noon? Well, the answer to that is that you have to look at the next letter. Okay, so what's the next letter in this case?
Itfa.
Well done. Now, this is a very important question you should ask yourself. And the question is fa one of your throat letters?
No.
No, absolutely. So if the answer is no, then that means you're going to hide the sound of the noon. If the answer was yes, you would have given a full clear noon sound. But because fa is not one of your throat letters, we're going to give a half nasal sound here. We're going to hide or conceal the sound of the noon. So if you can repeat after me, ينفقون.
ينفقون.
Okay, so try saying it from your nose. ينفقون.
ينفقون.
Well done. Again, this time I could hear the noon sound pretty well, and that's all we need to do when it comes to our recitation. So, mashallah, you're a very quick learner, and I can see you understanding the rules quite a lot. So keep practicing the rules and keep, revising more, and that way you get a hang of the different rules you learn, okay? And it won't be a bit of a muddle for you. So you should be very proud of yourself, mashallah, very nicely recited. Keep practicing and keep working hard, yeah? Jazakallah khair for coming to the mic today. Take care of yourself.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so if co-host, you could please call student NG3075 to the mic, please.
Yes, I have.
Assalamualaikum.
Perfect. Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so you also have a choice. Would you like to recite from Surah Al-Fil to Surah Al-Ma'un? Would you like to recite Ayatul Kursi? Or would you like to recite the first couple of verses of Surah Al-Baqarah?
Surah Al-Fil.
Surah Al-Fil, okay, perfect. So I'm going to pause my screen share here. If you can please start with Ta'awud and Tasmi and start whenever you're ready.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول.
Okay, well done, mashallah. Another very beautiful recitation. And also you've remembered all the verses, you've not forgotten anything, so that's really good. Your talaffuz was really good as well. Mashallah, your ayn sound, you're giving that really nicely. I love the fact that you knew you had you had to hide the sound of the noon here, so that's really good. And what I also love is that you gave a nice dod sound. Rather than saying tazli, you said tadli. So that's really good, mashallah. Now, let's just look at a few things together, yeah?
Yes.
Thing is this ha, is this one of your throat letters?
Yes.
Perfect. And would you know where the sound of the ha comes from?
From your throat. Of your middle of the throat.
Yes, well done. It's from the middle of the throat. So rather than saying bi us ha, you're gonna say bi us ha. Can you hear the difference?
Yes.
Well done. Try saying that for me.
Bi us ha.
Mashallah, mashallah. This time I can hear the ha sound. So remember, this ha sound is going to be applied to wherever you see the ha come up next here. Over here I've highlighted it as well. Bihijara. Try saying that.
Bihijara.
Okay, perfect. Now try saying the ha sound from the middle of your throat. Okay, let's try that one more time. Bihijara.
Bihijara.
Well done. So it's much better. Keep practicing that ha sound, yeah? But good. You're picking up on it pretty well. That's really good. Now, the only other thing I wanted to say to you was in Arabic, when you're reciting, you either have smiley face letters, where you give a smiley face, or you have round mouth letters. For example, on the ra, we're giving a round mouth, okay? طيرا, we're giving a round mouth here as well. All the other letters, which are not your round mouth letters, you're meant to be giving a smiley face. So rather than saying وَأَرْسَلَ, you're going to say وَأَرْسَلَ and try and give a smiley face. So if you can try reciting this word here for me.
Okay, وَأَرْسَلَ.
Perfect. Now, that smiley face wasn't given on the scene, but it was given on the lamp, and I could hear that. Even though I can't see you, I can hear you give that smiley face. So good, well done. I love that sound that you made on the lamp. Exactly, you're going to do the same thing on the scene. So try saying this word again, but make sure you're giving a smiley face on all of these letters.
Okay.
Yeah, so try recite this word again for me.
وَأَرْسَلَ.
Good, well done. This time you gave the correct pronunciation, good smiley face on all of these letters. So that's really good. MashaAllah, very nicely recited. Another great recitation today. Keep practicing as much as you can, but make sure that you practice mostly on your throat letters, yeah?
Okay.
Perfect. Well, Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today. Take care of yourself.
Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so co-host, if I could have another student to the mic, please.
Yes, I will unmute AG3069 now.
Okay, AG3069, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you doing today? You okay?
Yes, I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So, again, you also have a choice. Would you like to recite from Surah Al-Fil to Surah Al-Ma'un, any one of the surahs in between? Would you like to recite Ayatul Kursi? Or would you like to recite any verses of Surah Al-Baqarah from 1 to 17?
Can I recite Surah Nasr?
Surah Nasr, let's see if that is part of it. Okay, that's Surah Nasr. No, let's go up, sorry. Did you say Surah Nasr?
Yes, Surah Nasr.
So Surah Nasr is actually not a part of the, surahs in between Surah Fil and Surah Ma'un. The surahs in between Surah Al-Ma'un are Surah Fil, you've got Surah Fil, Surah Quraysh, or Surah Al-Ma'un, these three surahs.
Can I recite Surah Quraysh?
Surah Quraysh, yeah? Perfect, you can, why not? So if you start with Ta'awud and Tasmiyah and start whenever you're ready, yeah?
But MT, he has already recited Suratul Quraysh, and he can recite Suratul Ma'un or Suratul Fil now, if he knows.
Okay, perfect.
Or a few verses of Suratul Baqarah.
Okay, great. Jazakumullah for that, co-host. So as seeing that you've already recited Surah Quraysh,
Can I recite Surah Fil?
yeah, sure, you can, why not? So you can start with Ta'awud and Tasmiyah and recite whenever you're ready.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. جزاك الله.
Jazakallah khair. Mashallah, beautifully recited. And I'm really happy with your talaffuz. I can really see that you know where to apply your rules. So that's really important that we all do that. And you've done that beautifully today. So well done for that. There's only one thing that I would like to point out, and it's more to do with the raw. Okay. Do you know when we should give a thick round mouth sound on the raw?
Is it when there's like a foot on top of it?
Good, well done. So there's two strokes, fatha or dhamma. If any one of these two strokes occur on top of a raw, you should give a thick round mouth sound, okay? But if there is a kasra underneath, what should you do?
Pronounce it re.
Good, you should say re, but you would give a thin sound, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. If you try recite after me again. بحجارة
بحجارة من سجيل.
Good, well done, well done. This time I can really hear that round mouth on the raw. And also when you're joining the sin and the jim together, this sign on top here, do you know what it's called?
Is it a tashdid?
Yes, absolutely. It's a tashdid, or you can say it's a shadda. And do you know what we should do if there is a tashdid or a shadda on top of a letter?
We pronounce it 2 times. Sijji.
Good. It's sort of like a double letter, double sound, or we're putting a lot of pressure on any letter that has got a shadda on top, or tashdid on top, as you said. So good, well done. So try saying this whole portion here for me, but make sure you know how to give the raw sound and how to join the jim.
بحجارة من سجيل.
Good, well done, mashallah. Beautifully recited. Apart from that, there's nothing that I could really pick out from your recitation today. Nice recitation overall. Keep working hard and keep practicing. I can see that you know your rules pretty well. So make sure that you apply your rules not just to this surah, but wherever you can in the Quran, yeah? Is that okay, AG3069?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today. Nice talking to you.
Hafiz.
Hafiz, take care. Okay, so can I ask if I could have another student to the mic, please?
Yes, next ID is NG3021.
Perfect. NG3021, Assalamu alaikum. NG3021.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So, what would you like to recite today? Is it any surah between Surah Al-Fil to Surah Al-Ma'un? Any verses of Surah Al-Baqarah verses 1 to 17, or Ayatul Kursi? It's up to you.
Surah Al-Kawthar.
So, Surah Al-Kawthar you can't recite, but do you know any surah from Surah Al-Fil and Ma'un?
I've already done it.
Yes.
Surah Al-Lahab.
I can't recite Surah Al-Lahab, but I recited Surah Al-Ma'un previously.
Oh, I've already done that surah.
Okay, how positive do you feel about Surah Al-Baqarah?
Good.
17.
Yeah? So you can recite Surah Al-Baqarah for me today?
Up to 17. Yeah.
Yes, up to 17. Good, well done. Okay, that's really good. So I'm going to ask you to recite from a place. I'll tell you where. If you can please recite from verse 11 here. في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله. Yeah?
Okay.
Off you go. Start with تعوذ التسمية.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله ورزقهم المصلحون.
Okay, let's try that again. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ
في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا
Yeah, وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ
ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون. I'm not sure. No,
Do you know the rest of it?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, that's fine. So why don't we just look at a few things together now, yeah? So well done for coming to the mic. I know I'll put you on the spot, so it must be really hard to recite all of a sudden like this. But I'm really happy that you still gave it a shot, and that's all that matters. So that's really good. Let me just quickly write down which verse you recited. That was verse 11. Okay, so now let's just look at a few things together. I'm going to talk you through the first two verses. Is that okay?
Okay.
Perfect. If you repeat after me, في قلوبهم
في قلوبهم
مرض.
مرض.
Perfect. Can you hear that I'm not saying marazun, but I'm actually saying maradun? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So dod is a very thick letter sound, okay? It's got a very different sound, so you can't really sort of mix the sound of a dod and a za together. Here we have a za, and we should be giving a smiley face on a za. But on a dod, we're giving a round mouth, okay? So try saying that for me again, the first part.
في قلوبهم مرض.
Good, well done. Let's move on. فزاد.
فزاد.
Good. Now, do you know why we are elongating the sound of the za?
Because there's an alif in front of it.
Good, well done. So whenever you see a blank alif and the letter before that has got a fatha on top, we should always elongate the sound. Now, do you know how long we elongate the sound?
2 seconds.
2 seconds, well done. So let's try that again. فزاد.
فزاد.
الله.
فزادهم الله
مرضا.
مرضا.
Well done. So on the ra and the dod, you have 2 round mouth letters placed next to each other. So make sure you're able to give a round mouth on both of them. So let's try that again. مرضا.
مرضا.
Well done. ولهم
ولهم
عذاب
عذاب
أليم.
أليم.
Now here, why are we saying mum? Why are we not saying mun?
Because there's a meme on top.
Good. So we have a meme. So it's a miniature meme. Remember, miniature meme will always take priority. So you will have to give a meme sound there. So let's try that again. Alimum.
أليم
بما كانوا
بما كانوا
يكذبون.
يكذبون.
Well done. Your there sound is really good now. When you were reciting it at the start, I couldn't really hear it properly. But remember, your there, you get the tip of your tongue and you touch the bottom part of the top teeth. So let's try that again. يكذبون.
يكذبون.
Well done. So let's move on. وإذا قيل.
وإذا قيل
لهم.
لهم.
Now, can you tell me why we are elongating the sound of the ya here? of the qaf, sorry. Why are we elongating the sound of the qaf?
Because there's a ya in front.
Good. Whenever there is a ya sakin and the letter before that has got a kasra underneath, we know we should elongate the sound for how many seconds?
2.
Yes, absolutely. Well done. 2-second elongation there. Good. Let's move on. لا تفسدوا
لا تفسدوا
بالأرض
بالأرض.
قالوا.
قالوا.
Okay, well done. So remember, qaf is one of your round mouth letters. So give a round mouth here. قالوا.
قالوا.
Well done. And how long are we elongating the sound here?
3 seconds.
Yeah, so it can be 3 to 5 seconds, yeah? And why can we do it for 3 to 5 seconds?
Because there's a small mud on top.
Yes, absolutely. And do you know what the small mud is called in Arabic?
No.
Okay, so this mud is known as a mud saghir, yeah? And we can elongate it for 3 to 5 seconds. So it's a small mud, and we elongate it for 3 to 5 seconds. So well done. Let's move on. إنما
إنما
نحن
نحن
مصلحون.
مصلحون.
Okay, well done, mashallah, very nicely recited. If you can, try and practice as much as you can. Try and listen to as many YouTube recitations as well as possible. There are many out there on YouTube, so try and make as much use out of those as possible, yeah? But mashallah, good recitation. All that you require is just a bit more practice. So keep practicing and keep going over the rules that we go through in class, and that should really help you with your recitation. So Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today, and keep practicing, yeah?
Okay.
Perfect. Take care of yourself.
Hafiz.
Hafiz. Okay, so if Kurhas, I could have another student to the mic, please.
Yes, next student is AG3074.
Okay, perfect. AG3074, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So, again, you have a choice. I know I say this with everyone, but I'm just saying it over and over again so people know what choices they have. You can recite Surah Al-Fil, Surah Al-Ma'un, any one of the surahs in between, any verses from Surah Al-Baqarah, verses 1 to 17, or you can recite you can recite Ayatul Kursi. So it's up to you what you would like to recite today.
Can I recite Surah Al-Ma'un?
Yeah, sure you can. And you've not recited the surah before, right?
Yeah, I haven't recited it.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect. So if you start with the Awud and Tasmiyah, and start whenever you're ready.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون.
Okay, well done, mashallah. Very nicely recited. You didn't forget anything, so that's really good. And your talaffuz was also really good, so your pronunciation was great. There was not many places where I looked at and I thought maybe she's not reciting that well. You recited that pretty well, and you should be very proud of yourself for that. Let's now just quickly look at a few things together, yeah? First things first, when you're given the opportunity to recite, try not to recite too fast, because what happens is that you are bound to make more mistakes if you recite fast, yeah? So a good advice to you would be, even I used to memorize the Holy Qur'an as well, and what I used to do is when I used to recite really fast, I thought I could remember everything. So I used to be like, if I recite slow, I will forget everything that's coming up next. but that may be true to some extent. But when you're revising, try and memorize in such a way that you don't have to recite fast. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because you're elongating the letters very well. But over here on the ra, it's got a big madda on top. It's got a mad kabir, yeah? So your aim is to extend or elongate that sound for from 4 to 6 seconds, up to 6 seconds, yeah?
Yeah.
But when you were reciting it, I could barely count 3. So then that would be a pronunciation error, yeah?
Yeah.
So just the speed is something that we're going to work on together, yeah?
Yeah.
That's why I highlighted there. Your pronunciation, you gave a good round mouth on the raw, but the only thing that lacked was the fact that you didn't give it enough time. And had you recited it a bit slowly, what would have happened is I wouldn't even have highlighted that. But it's all good. We all learn from our mistakes, so it's very good. Mashallah, beautiful recitation overall. Let's now just quickly look at this noon here. I don't know if I'm deaf, but what I heard was I could really hear you hide the sound of the noon properly. So if you try recite this for me, عن صلاتهم.
عن صلاتهم.
Perfect. So when you're saying the noon, are you aware of the rule where you have to hide the sound of the noon or give a full clear noon sound? Like, are you aware that you should be hiding the sound of the noon at all?
No, not really.
Okay, that's fine, no problem. So when we're reading the Quran, there's going to be loads of noon sakins that you're going to see all over the place. A noon sakin is basically a noon with a sukoon or a jazm on top, yeah? So whenever you see a noon sakin, you have to ask yourself, am I going to hide the sound of the noon? So am I going to say aw, like where I'm giving half nasal sound? Or am I going to say an, where I'm giving a full clear noon sound, okay?
Yeah.
So the way to figure that out is that you have to look at the next letter after the noon sakin. So in this case, what's the next letter?
Sod.
Sod, well done. Now, is Sod one of your throat letters?
No, I don't think it is.
No, absolutely, well done. When you're saying Sod, you're not really using your throat, you're using your teeth to make that sound. So it's not one of your throat letters. And the answer is, if the letter after a noon sakin is not one of your throat letters, then you have to hide the sound of the noon. You have to conceal that sound, right? So you will say, عن صلاتهم. Try saying that.
عن صلاتهم.
Well done, well done. Mashallah, this time I can really hear you hide the sound of the noon well, so that's good. But you are aware of what your throat letters are, right?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, no problem. Well, at the homework slide, I've got a slide, a little bit written out where, you know, it talks about throat letters. So I'll do a quick run through of that so that you can quickly take note of it as well. But very nicely recited. And same thing here on the scene, it's got a blank alif. And whenever there is a blank alif and the letter before that has got a fatha on top, we should elongate the sound. Do you know how long we should elongate the sound for?
Is it 2 seconds?
Yes, well done. 2 seconds, well remembered. So 2-second timing should be given there. So you're going to end up saying Sahun. Try saying that.
Sahun.
Well done, well done. Mashallah, very nicely recited. You should be very proud of yourself for actually getting most of your talaffuz right, your pronunciation. And even if you didn't, that's absolutely fine. That's why we're here to help you. So you should be really happy with your recitation today. If you can, just try and go through throat letters and hiding the sound of the noon and giving a full clear noon sound, knowing when to do that, yeah?
Yeah.
And again, if you need any help or anything, you can always email us if you're unsure about anything, or contact us if you've got any one of our contact numbers. So that's fine, but keep practicing as much as you can and just work on the speed a bit if that's okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today. It's been lovely talking to you. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so another beautiful recitation that was. If I can now please ask if our G3 in charge is here, if you can please close the breakout rooms. Okay, I guess she's not here. what I'm going to do is I'll try and close the breakout rooms myself. Oh, okay, I've already got that. That's fine. So people are entering the breakout rooms now. And in a second, we should be able to go through our homework. We're just going to wait a second or two for the students to come back in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go through our homework. So meanwhile, you can just sit down and, you know, recite the Durood Sharif. Okay, so as part of our homework, you are asked to memorize Surah Al-Baqarah verses 285 and 286, which is what you guys have been going through through the course of this week. Okay, so this is your homework, to memorize Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay, also revise all the previous chapters that you have learned already. Okay, so make sure you keep revising them so that you don't really forget them. Okay, so keep revising those chapters and memorize Surah Al-Baqarah verse 285 and 286. We don't have anything to, as part of our rule quest today, so there's no rule quest homework, but I just wanted to draw your attention towards throat letters. Remember, you have got 7 throat letters. You've got Hamza, Alif, Ha, Ain, Ha, Ghain, and Ha. Okay, so, oh, sorry, we've got more students coming in. So for everyone who joined now, you haven't really missed anything. All I've said was that memorize Surah Al-Baqarah verse 285 to 286. That's your homework. And revise all the chapters that we have gone through. And I was just talking about throat letters as well. So make sure you go through your throat letters, because they are so interlinked with so many rules, like, you know, when to hide the sound of the noon, when to not hide the sound of the noon, and generally just pronunciating them well as well. So make sure you go through throat letters. They're already written down here for you. Remember, you've got thick letters, the theme letters, where you give a round mouth and a thick sound, and then you've got qalqala letters, qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal, where if they come as a sakin state, then you will give a jerking sound. Okay, so this is what it is. There would be places where you wouldn't give where there won't be a sakin sign there, like a sukoon sign on top of these jerking letters. But if it's at the end of a verse and you're pausing anyways, you're meant to give a jerking sound if any one of these letters are present. Okay, so that's the rule. Now we have come towards the end of our class, so if I can please ask the co-host to call a student to the mic for the closing prayer.
Yes, I can see a new ID here, which is NG3119. So I would request her to unmute, please.
Yeah. What was the ID again? NG?
3119.
3119. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So if you just bear with me for a second. Now here we have the closing prayer. If you can please start with Ta'awud and Tasmiyah and start reciting the following prayer for me, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لي إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة.
Perfect. Well done. MashaAllah. Very nicely recited. And if you can please read out the English.
O Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Perfect. Jazakumullah NG3119. MashaAllah. Very nicely recited. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Okay, so guys, that was it for today's class. Jazakumullah to everyone for arriving to the class today. Hopefully this lesson was beneficial for all of you. For those of you who have not been called to the mic today, inshallah, you will be on our priority list for next time. Keep practicing, keep revising, and make sure you know your throat letters properly, as long as you know all of the other rules. And I hope to catch you guys in another class soon. Until then, take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.